About a half a dozen in the last 2 days, and they were from age 5 all the way to age 17.
338. It's a massive number and represents a truly concerning problem. That is the number of child abuse and neglect cases that have been worked or are inactive in Greensboro this year.
A lot of these case referrals are coming from teachers who are seeing some of these children for the first time since the pandemic started. They're reporting the signs of abuse. Fox 8's Daniel Pierce joins us live in studio. And Daniel, how do these numbers compare to the past few years?
There were 210 child abuse and neglect cases worked in Greensboro in 2010. Today, it is 330.
Abuse cases are among the worst of the worst crime law enforcement officers say that they respond to. But someone has to respond, and the need for that help has never been greater as some children step into the light for the first time in 2 years.
Violence breeds behind closed doors.
Greensboro Police Sergeant Dell Nix works with the Family Justice Center. He says the increase in child abuse cases can be linked to more children being back in the classroom, but also has a link to a change in referral laws in 2020.
Prior to 2020, you were required to notify Child Protective Services about any kind of abuse. You weren't required to notify law enforcement. Now you're required to notify both.
That year, there were 256 cases referred to both agencies. In 2021, those numbers jumped to 325.
Usually falls within that kind of category of improper discipline situation. And so you can readily kind of educate parents on what they should and shouldn't do.
There's been an effort to streamline communication with counselors on school campuses and with the Family Justice Center, as well as Child Protective Services, as it is taking weeks to investigate the validity of each case. While most of the 1,129 cases worked in 4 years are not immediately life-threatening for the child, the same can be said for about 5 to 10%. That's where the reliance on teachers paying attention and taking note of students who are in the classroom and paying attention to the students who are consistently absent.
Those are usually the ones that are missed by the school, and it's not because the school's not looking, it's because the parent or the offender who is involved in that significant abuse is not going to let that child come to school. And so that's why one of the things that a lot of the school has started to implement is teachers and counselors are now checking up on chronic truant students because they're wanting to make sure that there is not some significant abuse going on in the home.
Now, I've been told that 20 of the referrals that have come in just over the past couple of first weeks of schools. Now, along with the 2020 referral change, it is a misdemeanor if you know that there are significant signs of child abuse and say nothing. Sergeant Nix tells me it has been rare to issue those citations, but they will do it to save the life of a child. Chad, Natalie.